UFC Atlanta. This is the official betting video. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty, and I'm here today to give you all of my official bets for the card coming up this weekend. We got everyone's favorite section, the parlay section. Yep, and we smacked a couple last week. Okay, we'll go over that later. My leans, specifically, we talk money lines, over and under on rounds, and method of victory props, and then lastly, my stayaways. Now, as we always do, got to recap last week. We're going to pull the results up here right now. UFC 316. And we came out on the positive end of things, okay? Plus 0.2615 units of a profit. You know, nothing to brag about, but it's profit, and we will take it, okay? Bet number one, the 2-unit slapper, comes through again, okay? Sean O'Malley, super letdown. Never betting on this dude ever again. Bet number 3, the 3-pick parlay of the week, comes through once again. Yes, sir. Spivak gets robbed. The under 2.5 on Chaos versus Gustafsson. Bad look. Okay, just a bad look. There were good moments, but not enough to get a KO. And then lastly, Medeiros plus Van. That was pretty easy cash. Again, we end the week with roughly a quarter of a unit profit. We'll take it. We'll move the good momentum into this week. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, or if you have not yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. We are on the road to 300 subscribers. Click the like button. Throw a comment down there. Your support goes a long way. Secondly, the Patreon is free. Links in the description. That's where you get all of my bets when I place them. You know, it's Thursday here today when I'm recording this. I place these bets earlier in the week, so get the odds when they're good, okay? Because they always sway in the opposite way. Let's get to it. UFC Atlanta. These are my official bets. Now, we sort these in confidence, okay? So bet number 1 is always my most confident play of the week, and then we move on down from there. So, bet number 1. We have Joaquin Buckley plus Oumar plus Abdul-Malik. Minus 113. We are putting 2 units on it. Yeah, the 2-unit slapper's back. Currently sitting at minus 137. I would play it at that number 2. Yeah, all 3 of these guys should get the job done. Buckley going up against Usman, who's, you know, old, 38 years old, had lots of these surgeries here lately. Buckley's had great momentum, looked good these past few fights. Beat Wonder Boy, beat a lot of good people. Okay, he's on a roll right now. Has insane power in his hands, and I just don't think Usman's got it, man. Like, respect to the legend, dog. Like, and you know. I just think his time is up here, you know. Like, why are you even taking this fight? Because Joaquin Buckley called you out? That's really the only reason I can think of. So, yeah, Joaquin Buckley, then Oumar going up against Alonzo Menifield. This is his toughest test, I'm not going to lie, but he should get the job done. He should be able to utilize his wrestling, get this fight to the mat, sub him up, or get a ground and pound. Honestly, I think it's going to be a ground and pound, but yeah, Oumar is pretty dang good. He's huge, has a humongous reach advantage, but he's got to look out for those atomic bombs from Alonzo. So, lastly, Abdul-Malik going up against Cody Brundage. Yeah, you know, don't let his record fool you, okay? It's very misleading. Abdul-Malik's going to take care of business here, okay? Just don't, you know, maybe hit Cody Brundage in the back of the head, you know, to get yourself DQ'd. You know what I mean? Don't do any eye pokes or nut kicks. The refs be looking out for Cody Brundage for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, Abdul-Malik should get this job done by KO. Cody's very chinny, and if he goes up against anybody with some sort of talent, it's not going to go good for him. So, Abdul-Malik, last leg of that parlay. Minus 113. We are putting 2 units on it. The 2-unit slapper is back, and that is my most confident play of the week. Let's go. Bet number 2. We have Rose, Namajunas, I can't say that right, Thug Rose, plus Ricky Simone. Minus 144, we are putting 1.5 units on it. It's currently sitting at minus 145, so it's, you know, basically the same odds. Both of these veterans are going to get the job done against the young and up-and-comers here. Now, Simone has an easier, fight here with Cameron Smotherman. Rose got a little bit more to handle with Miranda Maverick coming, and she's got a little bit of momentum, but these guys, and this guy and gal, are both going to show their veteran presence and teach these young and up-and-comers a veteran lesson. So they'll both get the job done. Rose probably by decision. Ricky Simone probably by decision or a late KO. Cameron Smotherman is pretty tough. So minus 144, we are putting 1.5 units on it. That's bet number 2. Moving on to bet number 3. And if you guys are new around here, and if you don't know what the deal is, bet number 3. We find 3 good legs. We put them all together to find a good number. The 3-pick parlay of the week, okay? First leg, we have Jamey-Lyn. Second leg, we have Bellato. Third leg, we have the over 2.5 rounds in the Rose versus Miranda fight. Put all 3 of these legs together, sitting at minus 135. We are putting 1 unit on it. Jamey-Lyn going up against Dumopoulos. I mean, the size difference and the weight difference is going to be extremely abundant and crazy. So she should, and you know, even though I'm not really like the biggest fan of Jamey-Lyn, I thought she, you know, honestly lost that fight to Petrovic. She's solid enough to get the job done against a short notice, very short Vanessa Demopoulos. Second leg, Bellato going up against Paul Craig. Dude, Paul Craig's time is up as 2. Paul Craig's time is up too. So Bellato is just going to move forward, pressure him, may eat shots here and there, but we've seen Bellato has heart. We've seen Bellato will get the job done. So KO inbound. Paul Craig's a little chinny at this point. Paul Craig's only really path to victory I see here is by sub. I mean, let's not get this twisted, guys. Paul Craig lost in a kickboxing match against fucking Bo Nickel. So lastly, the over 2.5 in the Rose versus Miranda Maverick fight. Yeah, this fight's going to go the distance. Usually it does. And you know, both of these girls are pretty tough. I don't see any subs or KOs or ground and pounds. Nothing like that happening. Unless, I don't know. No one expected the Rose KO, leg kick KO. I mean, you never know. You know, it's something these girls could pull out of their ass. But over 2.5, pretty safe play. So all 3 of these legs together, minus 135. We're putting 1 unit on it. That's the 3-pick parlay of the week. Moving on to bet number 4. We have the over 1.5 rounds on 2 fights. So Cody Garbrandt versus Barcelos fight. Raoni Barcelos. And then the Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa fight. Minus 105. We are putting 1 unit on it. It's currently sitting at minus 108. So basically the same odds. This will probably get increased though over time. I think both of these fights at least go 1.5 rounds, right? Halfway through the second round. Durden and Ochoa are pretty tough guys, right? I don't see both of them getting chinned. If so, it's going to be in the later rounds. Cody versus Barcelos. Barcelos doesn't really have this crazy knockout power, and he has a pretty good chin. I don't see Cody knocking Barcelos out. So, again, if anything, right, these are going to be later round KOs in the third or second, and I think at least both of these fights go over 1.5. So, over 1.5 rounds for the Cody Garbrandt versus Raoni Barcelos fight and the Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa fight. Minus 105. We are putting 1 unit on it. That is bet number 4. Moving on to bet number 5. Now, bet number 5 has not been placed yet, but it's just kind of, I'm going to let you know it's going to get placed when the freaking odds drop, okay? So, I'm going to do a little parlay with Edmen Shahbazyan. I'm going to combine it with probably the under 2.5 and the most strikes landed. So, I'm probably going to get some pretty good plus money for that. Again, I'll list out the 3 legs here again. Edmen Shahbazyan, under 2.5 and the most strikes landed. Depending on where the line's at, I might just do Edmen KO and put those other 2 in too. But that will be bet number 5. So look out for the comments and on my Twitter. When I officially place it, that's where I'll drop it. Oh, and my Patreon too. So, all right. Those are all the official bets for UFC Atlanta. Let's move on to our parlay section, everyone's favorite section. Yes, sir. And we'll have to do a little recap of last week for UFC 316 because we hit 3 parlays last week, okay? First parlay, a little bit small. It was my alternate 3-pick parlay, which hit the under 2.5 on the Usman versus Ribeiro, over 1.5 versus in the Bautista versus Mix fight, and Kayla Harrison, minus 121. Next, we had the all the favorites parlay, cashing in at plus 175. It was all the favorites. So Salkill, Wang, Azmat, Fan, Piper, Harrison. So it was basically bet number 1 and bet number 3 combined. Plus 175. And then lastly, the juiciest one we hit last week. I called it the first 3 parlay minus, you know, the U fight. Yeah, it was plus 920. Let's go. The Medeiros decision, Killian decision, Wang decision. Ooh. Yeah, that one felt good, and we hit it super easy. So super easy and super quick. So yeah, those were the 3 parlays we hit last week. So let's move that good momentum into this week here. Okay, for our parlays for UFC Atlanta, we'll sort these by smallest odds to biggest. And as I always say, I like all these legs individually. So if you see a leg that you like, just put it in individually. Okay, a lot of these parlays, 2 out of the 3 legs hit sometimes. So let's get to it. The first parlay of the week. It's my little 2-picker parlay. We got Jose Ochoa plus Bellato KO plus 164. Pretty good odds of both of these guys getting those things done. Next, this is my confident call parlay. We got Jamey-Lyn decision. We got Malcolm Wellmaker KO. And then we have Buckley by KO or decision. Plus 192. Solid. I think, again, my confident call. I think all 3 of those are for sure to happen. Next. This is my violence parlay, okay? I want to see some knockouts happen, and this is what's going to happen here. Oumar by KO. Mansur Abdul-Malik by KO. Wellmaker by KO. Plus 600. 6-1. I think that's pretty solid for all 3 of those to get done. Honestly, the Oumar KO's the biggest leg there. Plus 275, so... Next, this is my official cycle parlay of the week. Let's go. Cycle parlay, KO, sub, and a decision. Shout out Matty Betts. So, my cycle parlay of the week, we got Wellmaker KO, we got Michael Chiesa sub, and we got Rose by decision. Plus 601. So, another 6-1. Yeah, I think all 3 of those are for sure going to happen. Next, moving on up, this is my main card madness parlay. We have Edmen Shahbazyan by KO. We have Rose by decision. And we have Buckley by decision. Plus 10-10. Ben 10-10. Okay. This get me a little excited for the main card. Okay. So, next. This is my alt cycle. Okay. So, another KO sub and decision parlay. We have Oumar by KO. Chiesa sub again. And then Jamey by decision. Plus 1,579. Almost 16-1 there. Let's go. Moving on up. I call this the greasy decision parlay. And it will be greasy if it does hit. Durden decision. Barcelos decision. Lusa decision. Plus 2,266. Almost 23-1. Let's go. Yeah, that'll be a greasy one to sweat out. So, last is my underdog parlay. Yep. The F it underdog parlay. We have Cody Garbrandt Moneyline. We have Paul Craig by submission. And we have Petroski by decision. Plus 2,600. Now, to be honest with you, these are all against my picks. I think Raoni Barcelos wins. I think Bellato wins. I think Edmen wins. But if so, on the other side, these are how it's going to happen. Now, I don't know how Cody would win. That's why I just left the money line. But yeah, Craig sub, Petroski decision, probably the most likely for those. So now, when the odds drop, I'll just let you know. I am going to put a should effing happen parlay. It's Edmen KO. It's Ricky Simone decision. And then Mansur KO. So whatever the odds are, when that drops, I'll put that parlay in too. So those are all the parlays for the week. Okay, let's throw a little good luck in the air for UFC Atlanta. We're gonna hit a bunch of them. Okay, let's go. Moving on to my lean section. So these are bets and plays I am considering, but I have not put official money on yet. If I do put official money on one of these or something, again, you'll see it in the comments. You'll see it on my Twitter. You'll see it on my Patreon. So, first, we'll start with the money lines. I like Angelusa. He's sitting at minus 130 right now. This line may flip or become a pick 'em at some point. So, if you do like him, I would recommend kind of waiting it out right now. But I think he gets the job done against Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe has kind of just been underwhelming. And if the fight goes to decision, he just somehow finds a way to lose the fight. I think Angelusa is going to do a good job with his pressure. Hold him up against the cage. Maybe take him down. top control, just constantly moving and coming forward. And Phil Rowe don't really put out too much volume for my liking. So Angelusa, minus 130. I think it's a good play. Next, Cody Durden, money line, plus 160. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because the odds just moved up a little bit. I'm very close. I'm very close. Now the spread, plus 3.5, is at minus 120. I think that may intrigue me a little bit more. Because I don't think Cody Durden's going to get finished here, but look, he has a lot to fight for, and he's very focused for this fight. Moved away from his family, okay, fighting in his hometown. Dude wants it, okay? So I think he fights with that chip on his shoulder, and he gets the win. I think plus 160 is not bad for him. I know he's 10 years older, right? 34 versus 24. But Jose Ochoa, really has not fought the level of competition Cody Durden has, and Cody Durden still has it. Yeah, he got knocked out by Bruno Silva, but that was a lucky shot, and he was winning that fight up until that point. And his last loss versus Joshua Van, come on now, Joshua Van's literally about to fight Brandon Royval in a few weeks here, the number 1 contender. So I really don't give him too much grief for losing to a guy like that. So plus 160 for Cody Durden. Spread at minus 120 for plus 3.5. Good looks. Next. These are my round over and under on round props that I like. First is the under 1.5 on the Brundage versus Malik fight, minus 188. If you want a safe play, sometimes Cody Brundage pulls some crazy stuff out of his butt. It's probably not going to happen here, but minus 188. For the under 1.5 should happen, and maybe a solid parlay piece. Next, the under 1.5 versus the Edmen versus Petroski, plus 114. You're still getting plus money for that. I think the under 2.5 may be a little bit of a safer play, but under 1.5 here at plus money. Edmen's known for those first round knockouts or early in the second. So over 2.5 on the Durden versus Ochoa fight. That's sitting at minus 130. I was just talking about Cody Durden in the leans here, or in the money lines there. I think he is going to get it done by decision, which means this fight would go all 3 rounds. And Ochoa's a tough cookie too. He had a tough fight versus Kavanaugh there, and had some moments. And I'm not gonna lie, had a pretty solid debut for a loss and looked pretty good. So, but I think Cody Durden's just stepping up too quick here. Veteran presence, going to put it on. And Ochoa is tough. That's why I say it's going to go distance. So, and then lastly, the over 2.5 for the Garbrandt versus Barcelos fight. Honestly, at minus 130. Honestly, I think that it's going to be a repeat of what we just saw with him and Peyton Talbot, dude. I think he's going to realize, hey, I find success with this. And then, take Cody Garbrandt down and hold him there and do your old man beat him up style on the ground. I like the old school style. Cody Garbrandt, I don't know if you've seen these pictures. Looks like he's bald and has the little knife tattoo. And it's I think Cody Garbrandt is past his days. But hey, do we see something crazy? Do we see another spectacular performance by Cody Garbrandt? I don't think so. I think Barcelos beats him up for 3 rounds and on the feet too. Even Barcelos is pretty dang good on the feet too. So I just hope he mixes in the wrestling and the grappling. But yeah, over 2.5 minus 130. I think that's a good look there. All right, next. The method of victory props that I like. We'll start off with a Mansur KO, minus 350. Wow, this thing got juiced. I think it was at minus 300, minus 250 a while ago. Bound to happen. Good parlay piece. Malcolm Wellmaker KO, minus 330. My gosh, this thing got juiced the heck out. I think it's open at minus 200. But yeah, another solid parlays. Both of those are bound to happen, right? Bellato KO, minus 150. Gets you a little bit better of a price tag. Maybe a little bit sweatier, but look, Paul Craig versus Bellato's hands. And Paul Craig, I didn't know if I mentioned this. Paul Craig moving up in weight again, but going up to 205 again. He's just, it's different power at that weight there. So, Rose decision, minus 175. I think she gets it done by decision, all 3 rounds there. Miranda Maverick, has not faced the level of competition Rose has. Rose fighting elites, usually going 5 rounds. Now she has an easier 3-round fight here to get things done. I don't think she gets the knockout. I don't think she gets the submission. It's going to be Rose all day. Just a technical masterpiece, I think, minus 175. Edmen KO, plus 120. The number is low for a reason, because it's bound to happen, okay? Petroski's super chinny. This dude knocked himself out, come on now. He knocked himself out attempting a takedown. Not a good look, okay? Edmen's been training. Edmen is focused. I'm not scared of any wrestling or grappling. I think he can avoid those or get out of those situations. Edmen KO, plus 120. Next, Buckley decision, plus 180. I think it's going to go all 5 rounds. I do. I think there's going to be maybe some sketchy moments on the end of Buckley's side, but I think it's going to honestly be Buckley whooping Kamaru Usman for a good 4 or 5 rounds. So plus 180 gets you a little bit better of a number than what he's currently at. I think his money line's like minus 285 right now. It's probably going to be 3-1 come fight time. Next, Michael Chiesa sub, plus 200. Dude, he wants the sub, okay? He's going to be searching for the sub. He wants to add this to his record, okay? And he's going up against old man Court McGee. I mean, Chiesa's fighting upper echelon, much better competition than Court McGee has in their UFC tenures here. So, I think Michael Chiesa is really good and better in the grappling wrestling department. He showed okay striking in his last fight too, but ultimately he's trying to find that back, snatch up a choke. So Chiesa plus 200, I really, really like that. And then lastly, Oumar Sy by KO plus 275. His sub number, what is his sub number at? I gotta look here. Plus 160 for Oumar Sy by sub. Plus 275 by KO. That's quite a difference there. I think Sy KO is much more live. Like, Alonzo Menifield don't really have too much of a neck. Alonzo Menifield has shown he's chinny at times. And honestly, I think it's going to be a Sy ground and pound KO. I think he's going to get a takedown with ease, pin him up against the fence, or get him down in a suspect spot, full mount, and then just go to freaking work, dude. Beat the crap out of him. So, yeah, Sy KO plus 275. I really like these last two, Michael Chiesa sub and Oumar Sy. Get you a little good plus money there. So, those are all the leans. Lastly, we have my stayaways. So these are bets and plays I recommend you don't put your hard-earned money on. Now first, Malcolm Wellmaker money line. Don't do it, okay? Go for a prop, okay? By KO, first rounds. Like, do something like that. The value is not there at all. He's sitting at minus 1,600 in the best place I'm seeing here. That looks like that's on FanDuel. But yeah, that's definitely something I'm avoiding hardcore. Second, honestly, I'm avoiding the round props on the Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman fight. Now, I do think Buckley I think this fight goes the distance, but Buckley's got that KO power, right? And he could, throw one off at any time and chin Usman. We've seen it in the past, right? So that's just something I'm kind of avoiding, is the over and under rounds on the Usman versus Buckley fight. And really, that was it. Just those two there, right? Like that not too much on the stayaways for me at this point. There's a lot of playable things here this week, and then numbers and lines where I'm looking at you like you're not crazy if you took that or not. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, we have gone over all the official bets, the parlays, the leans, and the stayaways. If you have made it this far, thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Again, click that subscribe button, click the like button. Let's make some freaking money this week, guys, okay? We've been working our way up. It's going to get even better from here, okay? We smacked some parlays. 3 parlays hit last week. Profitable on the unit bets, so let's get back to it. Young Pasty, out.